Stop throwing things at performers on stage is a lesson as old as live performance itself. I assume. I actually don't have any info on that. I'm kind of just guessing. Nonetheless, it's certainly common sense by now, with plenty of real world examples that you should not throw things at performers. Unfortunately for the members of Death Grips and the majority of the audience at their show in Fayetteville, Arkansas, there were a few people who had not learned that lesson. Only 1 hour into the set, a person is seen throwing a glow stick and hitting MC Ride in the chest. MC Ride immediately drops the mic and walks off stage while Zach and Andy continue to play. About 30 seconds later, Ride comes back on stage with the mic and just stands there with his hands on his hips for about a minute before another person throws a glow stick at Zach Hill. And you can tell Zach was not having any of it because he just stops playing and immediately gets up and leaves the stage with Ride and Andy, who just takes his bass and just drops it on the floor almost in disgust. Security at the venue then takes the time to tell the audience to stop throwing things, obviously, but the band had already made up their mind and the show was called early. Now, I felt the need to share this because I was at the show. I had the perfect POV of all of this unfolding. The footage you've been seeing is mine, obviously. I also feel the need to mention that I'm a relatively new Death Grips fan, so I had to do a little bit of research. The last time they went on tour in the US was 2019, and I only looked back a decade. What I could find, they'd never played in the state before. So it really was supposed to be a very special treat for people in the Northwest Arkansas area. But unfortunately, probably some drunk asshole had to ruin it for everyone and probably damage the reputation of playing in that area again. Now, I understand that there are certain circumstances where it may be acceptable to throw things at a show. There are people who have their beach balls and their inflatable pool toys and stuff like that that really probably couldn't hurt anyone. There was a beach ball at the show being thrown around in the audience, you know, like it's a very common thing. Even then, you can't even be throwing those things at the performers, especially a well-oiled touring machine like Death Grips. Don't break their focus by having them constantly worried about having to dodge shit being thrown from a dimly lit crowd. They're there to do one thing, and that is perform a show. And some artists really care about putting on a great live show. Others do not. Take the one thing that you do best in life, whether it's a job or a hobby, and try to do it while someone's throwing, say, stuffed animals at you from the dark. You're going to constantly be thinking about getting hit by something, and you're not going to be satisfied with your results. Obviously, I fully support the decision of the band, and I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to teach a lesson on audience member etiquette. You're an adult. Behave yourself. What I do want to point out, however, is the restraint shown by MC Ride and the respect that I have for that decision. Because as a performer, what can you do in this situation without showing your ass? You can't throw things back. You can't fight anyone and everyone who throws something at you. Not without facing legal issues, of course. And yeah, sure, you can take the time to kick them out, but you'll probably spend all night doing so because one will just replace the other. So I do really have a newfound respect for Death Grips. Not only for putting up with it, but for taking the high road and demonstrating self-respect. On another note, I went out on Dixon Street after the show was canceled. It's kind of like their party hub. That whole avenue's just like bars and clubs. And there's this band playing cover songs called Prop Hunter. They had these wireless setups on their bass and their guitars. So they were like dancing on tables, fist bumping people in the audience. And they even went out on the street and rocked out with some dude in a dick costume. They really killed it. And they had a good time doing it, you could tell. And nobody threw shit at them. There you have it. That's all I've got. Check out Death Grips. Check out Prop Hunter. Don't throw shit at people you paid to see.
Yo, I was watching SpongeBob at the fucking Death Grips show. Yo. Look at that shit. No, go back. Go back, motherfucker. Yeah, he's watching SpongeBob at the fucking Death Grips show. Look at that. Hey.